Yo, what's going on, guys? It's J October, part of Evolve Gaming, here with another video. Excited to have you guys back. Thank you very much for the support on the first video. Today we have something special for you. Now, recently, anime has just become a huge part of pop culture. But for me, and a couple of my other fellow clan members in Evolve Gaming, anime's been a big part of our lives for quite some time. I can remember back in my elementary and middle school days, walking in the living room, sitting down on the couch and just watching Toonami, a little Dragon Ball Z, some pizza rolls and some Minute Maid juice. Sounds like a perfect evening to me. And really, over the years, as I've grown into an adult, nothing's changed. So, recently, with the rise in popularity of shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, and Attack on Titan, we felt that now would be a fantastic time to share some of our favorite animes and where we would rank some of the more popular and well-known animes out there. Just because we feel like we watch it a lot and we enjoy it a lot, and we figure that there may be some people out there who haven't seen as many shows as we have. And so with that being said, maybe this information will help lead somebody to a new show that they enjoy, and maybe they can share in that experience as well. So I'm doing this list with the Masked Meow, obviously another key member of Evolve Gaming, along with my chat, and we're all just kind of discussing this topic and just enjoying the process of creating this list together. This is a little bit of a different format for the video, so I'm hoping that you guys enjoy it. Please let me know if you do, and the way that you can do that is by, again, smashing that like button, and let me know in the comment section below if you like this type of video, if you want to see more stuff like this, if there are other topics that you want us to cover or debate, or if you would enjoy some sort of podcast version of what we currently do, because we have a lot of people with a lot of different opinions, so we would love to get into more stuff like this. So let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Spread love and positivity. I'll catch you next time. Okay. So real quick, chat, we're just gonna go through these, and we'll talk about them briefly. So chat, the first one that we're gonna talk about is Black Clover. Black Clover is relatively newer. It's definitely got powers and stuff like that. It's kind of it's based around magic, kind of. Lot of fighting. A lot of action. The only thing about it that I don't like as much, well, two things. One, there's a bunch of filler. So there's like episodes that don't matter at all, and that's pretty frustrating. So I'm not really a fan of when shows have a ton of filler like that, because to me it just kind of seems like you're wasting my time, especially if you're like trying to keep up with a show every week. And like you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting for that day to come during the week when the show drops, and then the episode's just them like going to the store or some dumb shit that doesn't even matter, has nothing to do with the actual story. So it has some of that, and the main character's cool. His name is Asta. The only problem is his voice is kind of annoying. Not kind of, it's pretty annoying. So there are times where that gets kind of irritating too. So yeah, as a result of that, I'm gonna put Black Clover in B, because it's solid. Like, I would recommend watching it. I think it's decent. It's just, I think that there are a good amount of anime that are better than that. So
So if I have to rank Black Clover, I'm definitely gonna put it in the B category.
Yes! She said the same thing as me, chat. The next one we have is Bleach. Bleach is one of those OG anime. So like, to put it in terms for like a non-anime watching individual, there's like the Magic Johnson or the Larry Bird of anime. Like, it's just one of those ones that it's definitely one of the best ones of all time. Probably not the best, but it's one of the best. I think this one belongs in the goated category. I think if you're doing a Mount Rushmore of anime, I think Bleach is on there. So if you want to give your thoughts on Bleach real quick, and then we can go to the next one together.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me. All right, give me like 2 minutes. I need to potty.
Okay.
So let's talk about Bleach. So Bleach is definitely a classic anime. Storyline is good. They definitely get 10 points for the originality. I would have to say they definitely get 10 points for the fan service. Oh, and the other thing is the Bankais. I think Bankais were just something different that they did. Most like action adventure animes have that power up that people end up getting. So I'm going to give it an A, and I give it an A just because the Fullbringer arc brought it down. If we didn't have that Fullbringer arc, to me, it would definitely be goated, but the Fullbringer arc just kind of messed it up for me.
Let's see. Next we got Boruto.
Garbage.
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. My thoughts on this one are gonna be super short. I heard bad things about it and don't plan on watching it.
Hell no.
Mainly because everybody that I've talked to about it that are like avid anime fans say that it's mad disrespectful to the Naruto franchise, and it's just like I'm not trying to taint the way I feel about it because I love Naruto, and I think that all I've heard is bad things about it, so I'm not interested in that. Have you watched it?
So I've watched it and I read a little bit of the manga. I'm definitely putting it. I'm gonna keep it short as well. It's going into the booty category for sure.
In the booty category.
And the reason why it's going into the booty category, for the simple fact that it definitely is disrespectful. I do not recommend anybody to watch it. Only way I can say recommend that somebody to watch it if they are just trying to go to sleep and they just need some type of noise on. And there you go.
Honestly, that's pretty much the review that I've been hearing from everybody, so I have no desire to even step into it. Next, we got Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I personally think it's one of the GOATs. When somebody talks about classic anime, it's one of the first ones that pop up in my head. And for them to be able to create the story that they did, and there's really like not any crazy powers or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. It's got a different appeal to it than a lot of these ones on the list. And I think that it kind of deserves some credit for that. Also, the American voice for Spike is my favorite voice actor of all time, Steve Blum. So I ended up putting it in the GOATed category. I think it's one of the best out there.
Definitely going to agree with you. We're going to put that in the GOATed category. Most animes that they put in English just does not have the same effect as the Japanese voiceover versions. So the fact that they were able to convert and do perfect English voiceovers for these type of characters, I mean, I can't even argue with you on that. It's definitely goated.
Yeah. And the guy who plays Spike, like I when I watched it the first time, I enjoyed his voice work on that so much. I went through and looked up every single character that he voiced, and it like dawned on me that I just love every single character that he voices. Like he voices Zabuza in Naruto. He voices Mugen in Samurai Champloo, and like a ton of other voices that I'm like, damn, I did not know this dude's catalog was like that. But yeah, no, definitely goated. And for the next one, so we didn't really have a whole lot to say about Boruto on the bad side. I don't have a whole lot to say about this next one on the good side. This one's Death Note, instant goated for me. For me personally, I love Death Note. Death Note's one of my favorites. It doesn't have a whole bunch of crazy fights and crazy like explosions and planets blowing up and all this crazy, like I've never been captivated by an anime's storyline like I did with Death Note. Death Note's crazy. For any person that's not like super into anime, if you like watching like drama TV shows or like crime documentaries or anything that kind of gets your mind working, like Criminal Minds and that type of shit, if you like that, Death Note, you're gonna like Death Note, I promise you.
Same opinion. Death Note was simply an amazing anime. If I'm going to introduce anybody into animation, like just anime period, I always have them watch Death Note and they instantly fall in love with Death Note. They are still for sure goated.
For the next 3, they're all Dragon Ball, but the first one is Super, the second one is Z, and the third one is just traditional, like regular Dragon Ball. So I separated them on purpose. So the first one is Super. I'm gonna let you talk about Super first before I get into my thoughts on Super.
That's crazy. Oh, yeah, we're gonna put I mean, I'm sorry, but we're definitely putting Dragon Ball Super in the D category. And that's just me being generous because I actually should put it in the booty category. Dragon Ball Z Super Dragon Ball Super just is it. One, the Japanese voices are irritating as fuck.
Super irritating.
So irritating. Two, you really see how much Goku really ain't shit. Like literally all he cares about is just fighting. He doesn't care about the universe is getting destroyed or whatnot. He just wants to fight and get stronger. I am perfectly fine with I think the movies were just what we needed and that was it. We didn't need a whole new animation of Dragon Ball Z. Because it's pretty much to me just redundant. Like a lot of the stuff you see in the animation, they showed it in the movie. So it's fine if they become Super Saiyan gods or whatever, but we just did not need Dragon Ball Super. It was just extremely pointless and just redundant. So I'm only putting it in the D category because Dragon Ball Z itself is an original animation, but yeah, it's definitely going in a D category, and that's just me being generous.
Yep. So I feel the same way. But it just feels super lazy. It's really frustrating.
I think the next one is what like how like Vegeta was kind of like always this just like 2 steps behind. I felt like they did focus more on Goku. Even when he died, it was like he's just always the main focus, which makes sense because he is the main character. I absolutely love the Cell arc, but what disappoints me the most about the Dragon Ball Z series is Gohan was supposed to be the strongest character in the game. I mean, in the animation, and his whole character development just fell short. So to me, that was a turnoff that makes me put it in the Z category, because I was really excited and to see that character development for Gohan. So that's why it's going in the S category for me.
That's fair. I think part of me putting it in the goated category is just like personal preference and personal bias, but I think that you make a fair point. And for the chat to understand, I noticed that the amount of filler episodes and stuff like that, a lot of that has to do with it just being an older anime, because like as we go through this list, there's a lot of the older animes, the one with a lot of filler. I think that creators and animation studios understand now that audience's attention span is a lot shorter, and so as a result of that, I think that they're making seasons shorter of anime, and I think that they're cutting back on the filler because they know that they could lose an audience like that if they keep effing around for too long. So, but in a lot of these older animes like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, you see a good amount of filler in those, like to the point where people have gone out and made filler lists, like episodes you don't have to watch. So I don't think that should be the case. Like if you make if people are able to make a list of episodes that you shouldn't watch, then they just shouldn't be in there. Like that's silly to me. So, but yeah, so I agree with that. And then just because we've talked a lot about Dragon Ball already, I don't want to stay on it too much. I kind of want to move forward. I'm putting regular Dragon Ball or the original Dragon Ball in A. It's a little slow to me. I think it's really good, and it's obviously the OG. You got to give it props to being the OG. But I prefer adult Goku better or more than Kid Goku and like his adventures. So I just put it in A.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Dragon Ball. It wasn't really much to talk about. I think that's kind of the ones that most people don't even really remember anyways. I think people mainly were more into Dragon Ball Z because that was just the main focus and the more, popular of the two if we had to compare. So
yeah,
I definitely agree with that. It looks like the next one on this list is Fairy Tale.
For me, the next one is Dr. Stone.
Oh yes, Dr. Stone. Oh, I think this was I was trying to move it to do it in images. Yeah, Dr. Stone. I'm going to put in the her good things. Plan on watching it because I actually haven't watched it yet.
Perfect.
That's so that is definitely on my list. I think I've seen one episode, and it seemed pretty interesting. Definitely a different storyline, not the same old generic storylines that they always try to throw out there at us and make us like it. So I have to definitely put it. Once I watch and see the things about it, then I can definitely make a better judgment on it.
Yep, same exact thing for me. Haven't seen it yet. Seen a lot of commercials for it and seen like a couple of clips from it, but it looks really good. It looks really interesting, and I've heard good things about it from other people. So definitely high on my list to watch once I finish a couple of the ones that I'm wrapping up right now. But I'm excited for it. So definitely gonna peep that one. The next one I'm really excited. Demon Slayer. I'm putting Demon Slayer in the S category, and it's extremely new. So Sis, kind of take note. If there's one, there are a couple on here that I'm gonna give you specifically. But if there's one on here that I highly recommend starting with, this is one of them. Demon Slayer, right here. This one, fire. It's fire. I think it has potential to be goated. It just hasn't been around long enough. I don't know if anyone in the chat has heard, but the movie for Demon Slayer just came out, and I shared it, and I damn near forgot the number. It was like the first anime movie to gross like 400 million or something crazy like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it's incredible. The animation is incredible, story is incredible. I like it a lot, and like I said, I think it has potential to easily go into the goated category. I'm not going to put it there yet, just because it's a baby. It's a newborn basically, so you got to give it time to kind of let it find it, because it could go downhill or it could go uphill. So you never know. But yeah, I'm putting it in S tier.
All right. As far as Demon Slayer, when I first saw it and watched it, the opening song alone had me hooked. So, because I'm like big on like anime songs opening. It definitely for me goes in the S category. It's not like I will say I felt it was a bit rushed. But they definitely picked back up their momentum with the movie. So that was like a smart play for them to do. And I think it's really cool that the creator of the anime is a woman. And just like, as far as like the visuals, the animations of it, the storyline is pretty interesting. It is sad. But I for sure know that a certain character has like grab the hearts of many. That's why the movie grossed so much money. And it just does have the potential to grow. I finished the entire manga. And I mean, yeah, I'm just excited to see where it develops after that. And it definitely goes in the S category for me.
Yeah. Yep, yep, I definitely agree. So yeah, Sis, this is definitely one that I recommend checking out for sure. Fairy Tale is the next one, and I put Fairy Tale in. I put it in B, but I think it could be higher than that. I just put it in B because I only watched a little bit of it. Like I, I started watching it during a time where I was watching like probably like 4 or 5 different anime at the same time, and I felt like I was kind of spreading myself too thin, so I just stopped watching it for a little bit. I'm coming back to it for sure, but um, I put it in B for because what I saw, what I thought, what I saw in the beginning, I liked it, and I thought it was pretty good. So that's where I put it.
Um, since I read the entire manga and seen the entire anime and finished it, for me it goes in the S category. Um, and I say that because it was different. It had a different take on it. The fight scenes were decent. Nothing like too like crazy. Or like wow, just pretty simple. Characters was fun. Their abilities were different and fun. Overall, it was just a fun anime, and it was probably one of the first animes that I watched where no characters died. So I definitely have to I definitely have to. Actually, I take back the S category. I'm gonna put it in the A category.
Okay. Okay.
It definitely belongs to. I mean, it's definitely up there, but I'm gonna just keep it in the A category. Um, yeah, I put that in the A category. So yeah.
Okay. So the next one is Fire Force, and this one's gonna go right next to Doctor Stone. It's one that I've heard good things about, and I definitely plan on checking it out. But I haven't seen it yet. But I did hear it was pretty cool.
Fire Force, I am going to give it a B. I'm going to give it a B because the storyline itself, it's kind of like a hit or miss. It moves fast and then it moves slow and then it's like picks up the speed again. The storyline is different, which is what I like. It's different from most. The abilities that people use in there is different. The designs of the character is cool. I think it's just cool that you have firefighters who, ironically, use fire to put out berserker fire spirits. So I definitely put it in the B category because it for sure has its potentials. I want to see where it goes because it has the potential to go higher, but it is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Next one for me is Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I know I'm sleeping on this one, and I know that this is like potentially goated or S tier from what people have told me. I haven't watched it yet. I've heard that this is like elite anime. I just haven't watched it yet.
Full Metal. So I definitely say do not watch Full Metal Alchemist. Watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood made more sense. That's why they redid it.
Okay.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is definitely goated. Again, storyline is thriller, intense, adventurous. Fight scenes are amazing. Just like equivalent exchange, basically what it talks about a lot. You can't gain something back without a major sacrifice. So I think the journey that they went on after the severe sacrifice that they made to try to get something back that was so dear to them, it put them in different mindsets. And it's goated. I definitely recommend to watch it. It's definitely just as good as Death Note, even those are kind of two different genres. But if we're talking about thrillers, making you use your brain, they added, 7 deadly sins in there. So I definitely recommend to watch it. It's goated.
Yeah. So chat, you hear that? I haven't seen it yet, but I put Brotherhood on there because I heard that Brotherhood was the one to watch. So, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is another top tier anime. The next one is The God of High School. I just recently watched this one. Have you seen this one, Key?
Yes, I have
Okay.
seen it, and fuck that we're putting that in the S category for sure. I'm putting that in the S category.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's definitely in the S category, but for me, it's like lower on the S. Like I think it's lower than Demon Slayer.
Oh, it definitely is lower than Demon Slayer, but it had that same impact that Demon Slayer
Yeah,
had.
it's good. Sis,
and it has the
this is
potential to
one.
keep rising.
Yeah, Sis, this is another one that I recommend, and it's brand new. Like I think it's only like 12 episodes, or something like really short like that. It's like super short. You can catch up
I think
on
it's
this.
I think it's like 14. I think it's like 12 or 14 episodes.
Yeah, it's not very long at all. Like this is because it just came out, so you could easily catch up on this one. Both of these two right here. But I thought it was really, really good. I thought the fight choreography was really, really good. Like you could tell that they asked somebody who actually knows some shit about fighting. Sis, this one's called The God of High School.
Yeah, it's a Korean-based comic book that they turned into anime.
Yep. It's called God of High School. And Sis, I don't know if you I don't want to like assume or not assume, but you can watch a lot of these on Crunchyroll. Demon Slayer's on Netflix.
He's correct. You can't watch it. You're correct. You can't watch it on Crunchyroll. Majority of all of them are on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I think almost all of them are on Crunchyroll, which is basically like Netflix for anime. But it's free though. Sorry, Crunchyroll's free. But Demon Slayer's on Netflix if you want to watch it with like no commercials. But yeah, God of High School definitely S. I loved it. I was so sad when it was over. I was pissed. But yeah. Gurren Lagann, I've never actually seen this one. So this one's another one that I heard good things about, but I haven't seen it.
I watched a little bit of it, but I will have to say I haven't finished it. I've been trying to finish it, but I usually just forget about the anime itself. So I can definitely say I'm just gonna put it in the heard good things about it. Plan on watching it. Like I said, I only watched like a few episodes. I really didn't get a chance to really get all the way into it, but yeah.
Okay.
And same goes for is Hunter x Hunter next on your list?
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter is the next one.
Same. You know, I think I only watched a few episodes of Hunter x Hunter. I've heard it was good. You said it was good, but I just put it in my heard good things, plan to watch.
Yeah. So for me, Hunter x Hunter is gonna go. It's either, for me personally, Hunter x Hunter is either at the bottom of the goated category or like somewhere near the top of S. All right, chat. What we'll do is we'll come back to the anime list later. There's some other ones that I'm really excited to get into, but I don't want to like rush it. So we got about halfway through, I'd say, maybe a little over halfway, but there's still some really good ones on here. So we'll come back to that. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter is definitely fire. I recommend watching that one. Definitely.
Oh, let's just do this. The next one was Jujutsu Kaisen, right?
Yeah.
Let's just do this one real quick. Jujutsu Kaisen definitely in the bottom part of the GOAT category. They came out guns blazing, just like Demon Slayer, but with more impact. So for me, Jujutsu Kaisen hands down is in the GOAT category, especially after seeing Gojo Satoru in action.
For me, I my train of thought is the exact same thing. The only difference is I put it at the top of S for the same reason I put Demon Slayer there. I think both of them are easily GOAT candidates, but I just don't feel like it's been around long enough.
The first one that we have yet to discuss is JoJo's Bizarro Adventure. So Kia, I'm gonna start with this one just because I haven't seen it yet. So I know for a fact this one's going in the I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard good things and plan on watching it category for me.
Same. I actually haven't seen it. I actually haven't heard anything about it, like whether it was good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I just haven't heard anything about it. So I don't know if it's something I should watch. It doesn't necessarily look like it's something I can watch, but I mean, like that I would be interested in. So I'm just gonna put that in the no man's land category because I just don't know if I'm gonna ever watch that.
Mm-hmm. So just kind of like somewhere in between the last two, where it's like, if I get to it, I get to it, but I'm not like trying to push for it or anything like that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So,
But yeah, I heard good things. So I'll probably give it a watch. Plus, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I guess the powers in the show are like the way that the main character and the antagonist use their powers. It looks really interesting and unique. So I'm excited to kind of learn more about that.
well, yeah, if you feel like it's good, then definitely let me know.
Mm.
Because I mean, if you say it's pretty good, then I'll take your suggestion and try to get into it.
Okay, for sure. I'll definitely let you know once I check it out. For the next one, we have My Hero Academia, and I'll let you go ahead and talk about this one first. You're good. I mean, I can start. I can start with My Hero while you kind of do your thing.
Oh, okay.
For me, My Hero is phenomenal. I love it. I think it has areas that it could be a little bit better, just a smidgen better, but overall, I think it's really good. I like it a lot. For me, I kind of went back and forth on this one. I'm gonna put it high A. I think it could be maybe bottom of S, but again, this is a relatively newer one, so I think it still has time to grow and mature, and just kind of develop. And it can go either way. I think it could stay firmly in the A category, or it can make its way up into the S category. But for me, I'm putting it at a high A. I think My Hero is really, really good.
Laying on my dog.
Yeah, Riley. We weren't able to get all of the anime shows, and I didn't wanna add too many that I haven't seen. I haven't seen Overlord. I have a solid amount of shows on here that I haven't seen.
Overlord is booty.
Oh, somebody in my chat, Riley said that. Well, he asked why we didn't include Overlord, so I'm assuming that he likes it. You don't like it?
Overlord is booty.
Really?
In my opinion, personally, it's just kind of like, I mean,
He said what?
I don't know. I just feel like ever since Sword Art Online came out, I feel like a lot of animes have copied that, and it's just, I don't know, like the storyline it's just I don't know. Me personally, it's just like booty, like it's a booty cheek. I'm not gonna say it's the whole like booty butthole, but it's a booty cheek, a flat booty cheek at that, like a pancake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Riley, you heard it. I haven't seen it, so I can't contribute on it, but you heard it.
And
Yeah, talk to me about My Hero.
My Hero, honestly, My Hero is My Hero after this year, I think, and just from reading the manga, My Hero is definitely going to be goated. Right now is in the S category as it's still developing, and because I am an avid manga reader, because I'd be thirsty to know what's happening next. I can definitely say that My Hero, before it's all said and done, will become goated.
Mhm.
Is definitely. I think if you had to talk about the uniqueness of the show, it is pretty unique. That it sometimes reminds me of One Piece.
Okay.
Um, One Piece is a show that's. Hold on, 1 second. Ugh. Move, doggus. My doggus, move it. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely not like, I'm not gonna say similar to One Piece, but it has this unique features like One Piece. I
Mhm.
also like that they don't do too many fillers. I swear
Yeah. Yep.
to the holy highest high, right?
Mhm.
Fillers are probably the most irritating thing that
Mhm.
creators can do for anime.
Yep. And this is
Like
kind of what we were talking about last time. I think that a lot of the newer anime kind of they understand that a lot of their audience gets annoyed with that, and I feel like a lot of these creators of the new anime are they were probably fans of Dragon Ball and fans of Naruto back in the day, and they probably went to the same website where it shows you the list of all the filler episodes that people tell you to skip, and they're probably thinking to themselves like, well, damn, I don't want somebody to skip a third of my fucking show. So, mm,
exactly. I
mm,
mean, I would have to say I skipped majority of all the filler episodes for Naruto except
yep,
for one filler, which was Power, and
yep,
that's because that was actually a good fucking filler. Like, it was
mm,
filled with action. It was just interesting. It was good. It had like a good like point of view.
yep.
Um, One Piece fillers, I skip all that shit because that is
Whew.
just overly like One Piece. Like I have to send you. I have to try to find it, but I'll send you this thing when these guys were explaining like One Piece itself. They're like, One Piece is amazing, but you literally have to take breaks from One Piece, like month breaks. But we'll get to that. But if we're talking
Yeah,
about like shows for sure, um, My Hero will become goated. Right
yep.
now, it's for me, it's in the S category, but it will become goated.
And so just to make sure, so real quick before I address what you just said about My Hero, so Riley in the comment section said he feels like the odd man out because we both really like My Hero. He said that he doesn't really vibe with it personally.
So
I think
so
it's really good.
why doesn't he vibe with it? Like, I'm actually interested to hear his point of view on it because I can kind of understand him because at first when I watched the first episode of My Hero, I was like, oh man, this looks like fucking trash. Like, you got a goddamn lizard man and I don't know what the fuck this is right here, and these
Hmm.
are just people, like they're doing too much weird shit in here, right?
Hmm.
Because One Piece gave me that same vibe when I'm like, bro, we have a fucking talking raccoon dog. Like, what's going on here? This is some weird
He
shit.
he
But
said it just feels too stereotypical.
and I'm telling you, right? I felt that same exact way when I first watched the episode, right? I was like, no, this is not going to be for me. But then I
Hmm.
kept seeing more and more stuff about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me just watch it and give it a chance. And as I started to watch it, it's a really good fucking anime, and I'm telling you, it's not stereotypical. Um, Hell, I even got my mom to watch it. My mom
Hmm.
loves like certain anime shows,
Hmm.
but like at
Hmm.
first she did not want to
He
watch it
said
because
he
she's like,
watched
oh
it
my
to the
god,
second season.
huh?
He said he watched it up and he said he watched it. Riley, are you saying that you watched it through the second season or up until the second season? He he said I watched it to the second season. So I don't know if that means he stopped at season 2 episode 1 or if he watched it all the way through season 2.
Well, you know what? It's clear as day. Riley's
He said through the second season.
it's clear as day that Riley's cuisine in anime is not top tier. Just for the simple fact that he
Why
loves
you,
Overlord and he thinks that
why you
fucking
coming at my
My
dog?
Hero
Why you coming at my
sucks.
dog? Right? Okay, okay, okay. Now I will say, Riley, I do disagree with you. So here's the thing, and we did talk a little bit about this in the first part. There are a lot of anime that have similar characteristics. Like we talked about how there's a very happy-go-lucky, pure-hearted main character, and then his like buddy rival that's like the mopey cool kid. Like there's a lot of shows that are kind of like that, and they kind of have certain qualities that are similar. But I think that My Hero has some really unique features. And one thing that people don't talk about is, and this is what I like about My Hero, the power structure, like the way that people get their powers or the way that people have powers to begin with, is limiting in itself. So, like, you're born with X power, but unless you're a certain character or unless you're a certain couple few characters, you can't get anything else. So the only thing you can do is develop what you got. And I think that's kind of cool because like if you look at Dragon Ball, for example, the most powerful characters can just learn a new technique. Like they can just go power up and go fucking crazy and do a whole bunch of wild shit that you would have never imagined that they could do before. But in My Hero, it's like, all right, if I can control ice, that's all I can do. I got to learn a whole bunch of different cool ice techniques and figure out how to work around disadvantages because I'm limited like that. And I think that adds a cool element to it because I think it makes for good stories. That's why Dragon Ball Super is so fucking bad because Goku and Vegeta can literally just go through and kick the shit out of everybody, and then once they find somebody that they can't beat, they just get stronger till they beat them. It's like really, that's I think that's the biggest bonus to My Hero that a lot of people don't acknowledge.
I definitely agree to that. I mean, because you got one fucking character in there who can use tape, and that's all he can use, and he has to develop that
That's
and
what
to
I'm
be even a better
saying.
tape guy. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if you go look at Naruto, like just Naruto itself, Naruto Shippuden, you got these characters like Sasuke can use fucking lightning and fire style, plus he got a fucking Sharingan. I
Right.
mean, like that's a OP motherfucker right there, you know,
That's what
and
I'm saying.
Orochimaru can use damn near every fucking jujutsu that there is.
Hmm.
So it's just, I agree with what you said, and I'm glad you pointed that out because that is a very important and definitely an interesting element to have that most shows don't have. Like most
Hmm.
shows, you're just like becoming over fucking powered for no reason. It's like how
Hmm.
how. But like with, My Hero, like you said, they have to continuously develop their quirk because that is the only ability that they have.
Yep. And Key, so I know you haven't gotten this far in it yet, but Hunter x Hunter has a similar quality. So like their power structure is called Nen. N is in Nancy, E is in Edward, N is in Nancy. Um, and it's basically it's similar in a sense where you are based on your aura, you're put in a certain category, and that category has strengths and weaknesses, and you can develop yourself within that category, but it's really difficult and damn near impossible to go outside of it. I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but I think you'll like that about Hunter x Hunter as well if you get to that point.
Yeah, because I think what is one of the characters' name? Kulia or something like that.
Killua,
Kalua. Yeah, I already did research on his family, and his family seems like some straight
badass,
badasses.
badass. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say
Look,
nothing, but they
hey, I,
are
I pretty much
cold,
know the show. I just have to actually watch it. But yeah, I'm one of those people who
cold.
will go read some of the manga and then I'll also go read and look up the characters to see all the shit that they got going on. And I'll be like, oh yeah, this is some shit I'm gonna fucking watch, you know?
Mm,
So I'm one of those people. But yeah, let's
cold.
move on to the next.
Yep. So next we got Mob Psycho 100, and I'll start just because mine's gonna be really short. Again, this falls into the category of anime that. So for Mob Psycho, I've seen some clips of Mob Psycho like on the internet. Like I don't know if you watch I don't know if you watch Mojo like on YouTube, but they do like top 10
That's
lists
you.
sometimes. Um and so like a bunch of the top lists will be about anime. So it'd be like top 10 times in anime where the main character goes berserk. and it'll have like a clip from Dragon Ball and a clip from Naruto. And I was watching one of these lists and I saw a clip from Mob Psycho where I guess the main character kind of like goes
Oh,
crazy and it looked so cool. I was like, oh my god, this anime. One, it looks visually stunning. It looks like the animation style looks insane, but I haven't seen it or I don't understand the plot. I don't know anything about it. So, but it looks like something I'd be super interested in. So I'm definitely gonna give it a watch.
so I can actually elaborate on it because I've seen it
Mm,
before. Um, it's an anime that has so much potential. Um, it's not that long. They don't have like too many episodes at this current moment. But I mean, it's an amazing show. So basically, you have these basically psychics, right? That's their ability. They're psychics.
mm,
Um, and Mob is just kind of like, like this nerdy little kid who just kind of like whatever. Like he's just kind of like always just like in his own little world, but he's an extremely powerful psychic, but nobody knows how powerful he is because he doesn't like let it be shown. So that's that scene that you saw where
So
he
is
goes
that like the
berserk.
thing where like the counter goes up in percentage?
Yes,
Because like
yes.
in the clip it goes like 92, 93, 94, and then it
And
like
that's
gets
that's him
yeah.
reaching his a certain like that's kind of like his ticking time bomb. Like so
Mm,
he's reaching like points of like okay, like this is you're starting to push more buttons. So
yep.
that clip that you saw was basically this psychic who beat up all these teenagers, then turned around and beat up his brother and tried to and kidnapped his brother, and he just went berserk and beat the shit out of that psychic, but he wasn't able to save his brother. But honestly, it's good. There's even another psychic that just cannot even compete. Um, there's another psychic that nobody even can compete with. Like literally, he fought like 5 or 6 top psychics by himself and beat all their asses. It's such a good show, so I recommend you to watch it.
Mm. Where would
It
you where
has
would you
so
put it right now?
I'm putting it in the A category
A,
because
okay.
it is different. You don't see many animes about like ghosts and psychics
Mm.
that has action like that, and it's still developing itself. So I definitely and it has a funny like comic relief. It is very funny to me.
Okay.
Um, so I definitely put it in the A category because it still has the potential to grow.
Gotcha. Okay. Riley, definitely, bro. Pop back in. Whenever you're trying to pop back in. For anybody that's in the chat right now, take a quick look at what we got on the list and give your thoughts on any of the anime. Like if you weren't here for part one, we did a lot of these anime already and we talked about them. So if you see any on here that you want to give your thoughts on, if you love a certain anime that's on here, or you dislike it, or you think we're tripping with some of our ranking, or if you think that we were spot on with some of it. Let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And Riley, when you pop back in, definitely let me know what you think about what we put in here so far. Um, the next one is Naruto, and I'm gonna treat Naruto basically the same way that I treated the original Dragon Ball. I think that I actually would put the original Naruto ahead of the original Dragon Ball, just as far as the story that captured my interest more. Um, but I think both of them. I think Naruto and Dragon Ball are very similar in terms of they had a first section that was really really good and it laid the foundation for what's to come. But then that second section when they grow up is just fucking incredible. And so I kind of look at them very similarly in that regard. So I put it in the top of the A category right next to Dragon Ball.
Okay. If we're talking about Naruto, the like, the first one, I
Yeah.
put it in the A category because I mean, granted, it started off very slow, somewhat sometimes irritating,
Yep.
because the kid Naruto was just very fucking annoying. um,
Hmm.
but it was just like the catalyst to develop Naruto Shippuden itself, and Naruto Shippuden is what was very captivating. But you can't skip Naruto to and just watch Naruto Shippuden because you're not going to even understand what's going on. So you
Hmm.
definitely have to watch Naruto itself in order to watch Naruto Shippuden. So I put Naruto is in the A category because I mean just The kid versions was just fucking irritating. But Rock Lee was goated as a kid because
Yup.
he went off against Gara.
Yeah,
Um,
Rock Lee was snapping.
yeah, and I enjoyed watching Kakashi fight Itachi because he got whooped.
Mm-hmm.
And and then Naruto Shippuden, I put that in the GOAT category for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, we since we kind of did the same thing with Dragon Ball, they were all next to each other. We can just kind of we'll skip over to Shippuden and then we'll come back. But I did the same thing. That's easy goaded, easy goaded. Um, but I think that those two being goaded really speaks to the first, like the precursors for both of them. Um, because it even though Kid Naruto's kind of annoying, like, and the same thing with Kid Goku, it's just like the stories were interesting enough for me to be invested in the characters. And then when they grow up, it's like, damn, this is what this person turned into, or this is what this person had to go through. And I think that I don't think there's any other anime aside from those two that developed into something like that. And I'll keep it a buck with you. I think that Naruto is even better than Dragon Ball when it comes to character development. I think that
Oh, for sure. And
yeah,
storyline.
yeah, for them to make me care about characters like Gara and Rock Lee, Neji, Shikamaru, like for me to care about those characters and they're like fringe characters, but they feel so a part of everything that's going on and like I care about what happens to them, that just speaks to like in all honesty, like right if you ask me right now, I don't really give a shit about Piccolo or or Krillin or Tien.
Or the fact that fucking Goku's a deadbeat father because he just rather fight than raise his
That's
goddamn kids and be
that's what I'm
around his
saying.
wife.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's just weird. Like you can tell that somebody in the Naruto camp was like, "Hey man, it's important to make people care about these characters." Somebody over on the Dragon Ball side was like, "Hey, we should just make shit blow up and make some badass fights." So I think I think that's something that Naruto is um it definitely is a bonus. Now this one is easy for me. This next one's easy for me. Attack on Titan, goaded, goaded, easy goaded,
Fucking goaded.
easy
Like
goaded.
that, I can say Attack on Titans by far is one of the most original animes, and you are not going to see any other animes that you can even say Attack on Titans is similar to.
Facts, facts.
Storyline is completely different. Plot is different. Characters and character development is different. The overall anime itself is different. It is for sure goated. Top anime. It is held a top anime rank for a while now, ever since he came out.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's so good. So
it's so
chat.
good.
Anybody that's not an anime fan, or let me rephrase that. Anybody that's interested in getting into anime and they want a guaranteed banger to start with, that's gonna hold your attention the entire time. Attack on Titan is the one. It's not traditional. It's not like your traditional structure as far as anime goes, but it's 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 captivating in every sense of the word. Like it's just incredible. It's incredible all the way
And
through.
and I have to say, even when you're not seeing the action part of it, the mystery itself, the things that they say, it makes you more invested and interested to figure out the true secret,
Yep.
behind the walls and the Titans and humanity. It's just so good. I read the last chapter, and I felt so empty and heartbroken when it just ended because
Yep.
it was like wow, 11 years and it's like ended.
Yeah, no,
That
it's
is
so good. It's so fucking good. I I chat. It's hard for me to describe like how good it is. I'm telling you, you have to trust our recommendation. That's one that it's not negotiable. If you
and then
decide
anybody says otherwise,
you're
you,
tweaking, you're
you're crazy.
tweaking.
You're on
Yeah,
crack. You're sniffing coke.
if you even decide to dabble in anime. I like just to tell you how fucking good this shit is. I would recommend that somebody watch Attack on Titan before I recommend they watch Dragon Ball or Naruto.
Yeah,
Easily.
you're wild if you watch Dragon Ball before you watch Attack on Titan. You're
Like
just a sick individual.
even the goats. I'm talking about any show in the goated Now, I'm not saying Attack on Titan is better than any of the shows because like Key said, they're all so different. I don't want to like compare apples to oranges, but if you're asking me out of any of the goated shows, which one I would recommend to you right now to watch, it's Attack on Titan. Easy. It's just so good. It's so good in every sense of the word. It's
It,
phenomenal.
Attack on Titans, and we're gonna move on after this. Attack on Titans is one of those animes you can literally watch over and over and over and be okay with watching it over and over and over because it's that fucking good.
Yeah. Like just for a reference sake, and like you said, this is the last thing I'm saying about it. But just to speak to your point, um, when right before season 4 came out, I was already caught up, but I was so excited for season 4 that I went back and watched seasons 1, 2, and 3. I watched them all the way through again to get back to where I was, just so that I was like, I was totally
Same.
refreshed. Yeah.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's that good, chat. Like I no bullshit, no gas, no nothing. This is like something that you need to check out if you ever are curious about anime. It's like the best that anime has to offer. It's really good. Next one we got One Piece. Um, I I, I was going
I
back and forth on this one, but it's just so OG. It's so
uh
OG. I don't know.
um One Piece is a so like let me not get it wrong, right? Let me not get it twisted. One Piece is for sure in the S category for me
Mm-hmm.
because it is an OG anime and it's just so nice. I think the storylines are like certain storylines they have are fun.
Mm.
Fighting scenes are okay, sometimes subpar. It takes way too fucking long sometimes. I think that creator was too big of a fan of fucking Dragon Ball Z that it takes like 6 fucking episodes for this one person to realize how he's gonna beat this person, and then you got 5 more episodes of them fighting, and then like 3 more episodes of that character finally defeat. It's just like a lot. I also don't like those type of animes that always constantly depend on the main character to always constantly save them.
Mm-hmm.
But I will have to say, love Luffy. Zoro is absolutely one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
it's, I mean, it's just kind of like you put it in the same category as like Naruto. Like, I mean, I love to draw One Piece. I love reading and watching it, but the fillers is what can tire you out for sure. The fillers and like you see another character in the fucking anime and it can be their back and they're like, oh, let's give this anime this character whose back was to us, like let's give him about 4 episodes, and then then they go meet an OG person and this OG is telling them about the past, and that's about 10 episodes, a whole fucking season basically. And then you go into the new season and the person in that they talked about in the past and those 10 episodes,
Yeah.
now they got to go talk about that person's going to show you their point of view. It's just too many point of views sometimes.
Yeah.
That it can just be overwhelming, and One Piece is kind of like one of those shows you have to give it a break, and sometimes it's hard to keep your attention because it's so many fucking episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I put it in the S category for its uniqueness, for its drawing styles, and just because it's like I said, it's a fun anime, and they've had a lot of good arcs. A lot of arcs I wasn't a fan of, but a lot of arcs I was a fan of. Japanese voiceovers is much better than the English voiceover. Luffy's English voiceover is irritating as fuck. So yeah, that's my opinion and thoughts on it. Um, it was a tough debate to put it in A or S, but I just went ahead and just put it in S.
Hmm. For me, I was pretty much in the same spot. I'll probably keep my synopsis of it pretty short because I think you covered most of the things that I would have said about it. But for me, it's so iconic. Like in terms of Mount Rushmore, even though all the cons that you said about it are absolutely 100% accurate, people still identify One Piece as one of the goats. So I was having trouble between putting it in the goated category or putting it in the S category. I put it in S because um I think that the like its reputation and its iconicness make it goated, but I think that it's like it's like that really talented person that overstayed their time. Like for anybody in the chat that's not an anime person, like let's say you're a basketball fan, it's like the it's like the Vince Carter of anime, where it just doesn't know when to fucking stop. And it's but in its prime or like in its best moments, it's elite. Like for Vince Carter, when he was in his prime, he was one of the top players in the league and he was exciting everybody and he had all the highlights and he was going crazy. But he was in the league for like 87 years. Like damn, you could stop at any point now, but you just said no. And same thing with One Piece. Like just to put it in context, this show has like over 1,000 fucking episodes, or like right at 1,000 episodes. I watched over 500 of them and just had to stop. I was like, I just can't keep doing this shit.
And imagine I'm caught up to like 900 something episodes, almost on 1,000 episodes. So
That's what I'm saying.
I it's just a lot. I haven't watched One Piece. I would have to say in like 2 months,
Yep.
like 2 to 3 months, because it's just like fucking draining. And then when I go look at it on Crunchyroll, it's like hella fillers, and they're talking about the fucking past, and that's already like 10 fucking episodes, and I'm just like, bro,
Yeah.
like we love One Piece, but just know when to end a good thing.
Yeah. And they are the like out of every show on this list, they're the worst offender when it comes to taking too long on a side topic. So like he was saying, when they do a side story about a character, and matter of fact, um, the homies RDC World and Mark and those guys, they just did they just did an episode of Back and Forth, which is their YouTube podcast debate show where they talk about different topics, and a lot of them have to do with anime. I think actually all of them have to do with anime. I'm pretty sure. And
Is
in this,
those all those not? It may not sound crazy or cut you off. Is that like a group of black guys who
yeah,
just
yep,
kind of?
yep.
Yes, that's
And I think
where
that's
I
who you
was
were
looking
talking about
at.
earlier. Yeah,
Yes,
I
and
figured that's who you were talking
they
about.
explained it so fucking
Their
well. Oh my
their
god.
knowledge, yeah, their knowledge on anime is crazy. Like, yeah, and they make it relatable because they're funny and they're just cool dudes. So I'm not trying to like deride, but they definitely do a good job of explaining it. And like a character that's like standing in the corner at the market gets 5 episodes of a backstory. Like I don't give a shit about this person. He's not even part of the crew. And is that and One Piece is notorious for doing that. So yeah, it's put in the S category. And let's just fucking move on from it. It's iconic and it will always be legendary, but it needs to kind of wrap it up here. Next one we have One Punch Man,
Oh
and
man.
I put I put ooh, this one's tough for me. I put One Punch in the A category, but I put it at the bottom of A. That well, like middle bottom. But the reason why is because the fight scenes and like the action is tough. Like it's dope. But there's like zero story. Like I still don't understand what the fuck is going on, and I've seen every episode of it, and it's like I don't again I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's like a hero association like basically heroes do jobs and save people for money and fame and stuff like that. But there's no like there's no arc, there's no story. And again, I don't want to go too much into it because I feel like eventually I'll end up spoiling something. But right now, all the way through season 2 or however many seasons there are, there's no like timeline of things happening that makes sense. It's just like this bald dude who just wakes up, beats people's ass, and goes to sleep, and it's just like it's which is cool. And if that's what they're going for, they're accomplishing it. But I can't give it too much credit because there's no story. But I mean, it's cool though. It's cool.
Uh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm putting One Punch Man in the fucking go-to category because of the simple fact that they are probably one of the only other animes except for Gintama that actually does not have a true fucking storyline, just
Mm,
all over the place. But the action, the fighting is amazing, and it's just fucking hilarious. Like,
it is
so,
hilarious. It is
so
funny.
that's why it just goes because I've just never seen any other anime that, besides Gintama, that can do that and just be as popular as it is. So that's why I definitely have to put them in the go-to category because they did something that most animes cannot do. Because it's very hard to keep an audience when there's no storyline, but just like the hilariousness of the anime and the fighting
Yeah.
is just yeah.
I
So
think
I
I
put
think
them in the go-to category.
yeah, I think everything you're saying is true. I think you can kind of tell what their goal is. Their goal is just to be a badass anime with awesome fights and some comedy. And I think they do that really, really well. But for me, I think a really good story is a huge bonus point. Like the difference between One Punch and Jujutsu Kaisen, they both have badass fights, they both have OP characters, and they both have comedy. But Jujutsu Kaisen has a story that I'm wrapped up in. One Punch Man,
Agreed.
I don't really have that. So that's
I
why
mean,
I put
one
it below
one
that.
punch is something you definitely watch when you just want a good laugh, or if you're in a bad mood, or if
Yeah,
you're just like high or something like that. But I know
facts.
we definitely have a lot of like action animes. We don't have a lot of like school type animes or like just animes like like sport animes or like like food war type animes.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to do that in the next tier. But what's the next anime?
The next one is Sword Art Online. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Key, and you might get mad at me for this one, but I have no intentions of watching this.
So I am not necessarily upset with you about that. Sword Art Online for me has been put in the B category
Okay.
just for the simple fact that the don't get me wrong, the uniqueness of it is I at first when it first came out I was like, wow, you are like, it just made it so interesting because it's like, wow, these people are actually stuck in a game, right?
Mm.
And if they die in the game, they die in real life. That was just kind of like wow, because just imagine us getting stuck in Call of Duty, right? And if we die
Sheesh.
in Call of Duty, we die in real life.
Yeah, that'd be
So
horrible.
that's wow, right? So but I think it was at the beginning it was picking up nice, but then it started to move in a slow and kind of confusing direction where it's like I thought you guys were trying to work on like getting out the game, so going through all these levels so that you can beat the game and get out of it, but it's I don't know, it's just like it went to this like weird phase in the middle and then it's like boom, the anime ends and it's like okay, Gun
Mm.
Gale online was much better than Sword Art Online itself. If I had to pick which one to tell you to watch, I would definitely tell you to watch Gun Gale, and I will put Gun Gale in like the A category over Sword Art Online. So I would definitely have to put Sword Art Online in the B category for that.
Mm.
Definitely not mad at you for not wanting to watch it. At first, it was actually like interesting. The anime open to get you all excited.
Mm.
But yeah, they have to go into the B category. They fell short on a lot of stuff. So
Facts. Okay. Well, it looks like I made a good decision on one that I probably not going to give much attention. Now, let's say I go through and watch damn near every anime in the world, I'll probably check it out. But like, it's not anywhere on my list of ones that I need to
You can
check
have
out.
that. You can have that.
The next one is a personal favorite of mine, and that is Samurai
Yeah.
Champloo. This anime holds a very special place in my heart because it is, in my opinion, it is the best anime aside from maybe Cowboy Bebop. It's the best anime that infuses music into the anime. Like, if you're a fan of hip hop, or you're a fan of jazz, or you're a fan of like, it's hard to describe, but it adds hip hop and being a badass samurai all in the same show. And it's like, it's fire. And it has one of the best, it has, in my opinion, it has the best anime opening song of all time. I'm gonna see, matter of fact, I'm gonna just see if I can find it on here.
Yeah, Chris is also waiting for us too. He's already online.
Okay. He should hop in the, huh. I was about to say he could
Where is
hop
it?
in. Like on the, either on the Discord call, or he could hop in the,
Yeah, I told him we're finishing up this. No, I didn't.
yeah, I have
It
to
just went
like
on by
find it.
itself.
But yeah, so for me, Samurai Champloo, just because of the way it incorporates music into it, is, if I if I was being 100% biased, I would put it in the goated category if I was being biased. But me being a realist, I understand that it's not on the same level as like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Attack on Titan, stuff like that. But for me, it's definitely going in the S tier because I think it is the best anime. It has great fight scenes. It has my favorite voice actor, Steve Blum, which I talked about in part one, and it incorporates music with the fighting, and that's so unique, and I've never seen somebody else do it that effectively. So I'm putting it in the S category for me.
I can't really say much about that anime. I probably seen like one or two episodes, and it just didn't hold my interest. So,
Mm,
um, so yeah, I just kind of put it in the I mean, honestly, I just don't plan on just like putting it on or rewatching it.
mm.
It's just not.
It's a really short anime too. It's really short. It's not. It's like one season. I forget how many episodes, but it's really short. It's a really short, concise story. Um, Character development, because it's not a very long anime. There's not a whole lot of character development. They honestly, I don't, because I'm not going to spoil it just in case anybody does go watch it. But basically, they just introduce you to the characters. They are who they are. They go on a little mini adventure. There's a lot of really good fight scenes with hip hop and jazz infused into it, which makes it really, really cool stylistically. And then they finish their journey, and then that's it. They don't it wasn't something that was supposed to be long term. And so because of that, I think it was really good in that regard. Um, yeah. Next one is Seven Deadly Sins.
Uh, I've seen Seven Deadly Sins. It definitely caught my interest. I personally love it. Um, it for me goes in the S category.
Okay.
It's I mean, it's not like your typical anime, but it's also not your you know, like most unique anime. But it is very good. I mean, you basically, you know, it's kind of like the fairy tales all in one. You have elves, you know, you have fairies and giants and dwarfs and demons and angels, humans, all in this great holy war.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, but you know, I love Meliodas, one of my favorite characters. The movie was good. And yeah, I really don't have much to say about it. I just kind of got to keep it short and sweet. Is definitely for me in the S category, and it's really nice that you can just go on Netflix and watch all the seasons in the movie. So It goes in the S category for me.
For me, this one's going to be very similar to Fairy Tale. Um, and it's funny because you ended up doing the same thing. So you ranked Fairy Tale a lot higher than I did because you've seen the whole thing through. I haven't seen Seven Deadly Sins the whole way through, but I've seen a little bit of it, and it seems like it's good, but I haven't gotten enough into it to give it a super high ranking. So I put it in B, in the same category as Black Clover and Fairy Tale. But Fairy Tale and Seven Deadly Sins have the potential to move up. I think I got to get further into it.
Yeah, and once you do, you probably will end up ranking it higher. The reason why I can't remember what I put Fairy Tale in. Did I put them in the A or S?
I'm not 100% sure. I think you
Hold
put
on,
them
let
in.
me look.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I put Fairy Tale in the A category, and I would have to say Fairy Tale was one of those ones that like didn't want to be like One Piece and
No.
continues to run its course, so it ended well. Um, so yeah.
Okay. Tokyo Ghoul. For me, this is easy. I'm putting this one straight in the S category. I think it's phenomenal. Um, yeah, I think it's great. But yeah, no, yeah, there's really not a lot to say about it. I think it's great. I put it in the S category. I'm trying to keep it a little shorter, chat, because I know that Coulter Boy is in Call of Duty. He's kind of waiting on us, so I'm just keep it short and sweet. I think that one's a S tier. I think it's amazing. But yeah.
I'm going to go with Goated just because it was very different. There was a lot of like passion in it, a lot of like heartstrings, and I was able to connect and really relate to the main character.
Hmm.
Um, I think it definitely, to me personally, it sheds light, major light on depression and like loneliness and how it is so important to have genuine people in your corner.
Hmm.
Fight scenes were amazing, and I think it's just important to always just accept who you are for who you are. It's okay if people forget how you used to be, or if they want to remember how you used to be. But I think it's just important to when new things hit you, and new things and new challenges come to a part of your life. It's important to just learn from it, accept it, and embrace it, and just and move forward. So
Hmm.
I definitely put that in the go to category, just because it was an anime that taught me a lot, and I just really related to it, and it ended perfect. He just really finally got his happiness after all the torture and pain he went through.
My boy Jasper, what's up, man? Hey, you came in kind of late, bro. You missed a lot, but just Jasper, we're about to jump into Call of Duty. But we were doing an anime tier list before we did that. So real quick, just because you my dog, and I want to make sure I run through it for you. We got in the goated category, we have Dragon Ball Z, Naruto Shippuden, Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, Bleach, and Hunter x Hunter. And again, this is mine. The Mask Meows list is a little bit different than mine. Um, in the
I can
S
tell him
category,
mine's really quick if you want.
yeah, yep. As soon as I finish up mine, she can tell you hers. Um,
Yeah, so for my go to Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, One Punch Man, Attack on Titans, Full Metal Alchemist, Tokyo Ghoul, Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto Shippuden, Yu Yu Hakusho.
okay, so you've only seen My Hero Academia and on season 3 of it. Okay. So yeah, so Jasper, he's not. I wouldn't say he's a diehard anime fan, but he said that he's seen My Hero Academia and up to season 3 of Attack on Titan. So I think season 3 of Attack on Titan is enough to understand how goated it is, but obviously you want to get all the way through it at some point. Um, My Hero is great. I think it has potential to continue to move upward. And apparently, from what the Mask Meow is saying, it gets even better because she's read the manga. I don't read the manga. I would prefer to just watch it when
I
it comes out on the
actually
anime.
finished the entire manga, and I'm all
Yeah,
caught up on anime, so.
yeah. So when you get to that point, I'm caught up on the anime, but obviously the manga is ahead of that. So I'm assuming it's going to continue to grow and get better, which is awesome because I already love it. So
I
um,
think I think the only thing about Attack on Titans, people will definitely have different and indifferent opinions for the last episode.
Okay.
So,
All right. And then one that we didn't talk about was Vinland Saga. I put that in one that I just don't plan on watching. I think it's an anime about Vikings, I think. I don't really, I'm not interested in Viking culture like that. It's just never been interesting to me. So, um, yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. I won't talk about that one too much because I don't know much about it and I don't want to spend too much time. But Jasper, my S category is Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, One Piece, God of High School, Samurai Champloo, and Tokyo Ghoul. Uh, and then Key.
oh,
Yeah,
mine
what's
was
yours here?
hold on, let me see mine real quick. Let's see. Oh, mine was One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Demon Slayer, Seven Deadly Sins, My Hero Academia, and God of High School.
Yeah. And then, sorry, hold on one sec. I was trying to join them. And then for me, just to run through the rest of mine quickly, and then Key can go through the rest of hers. For A, it was Naruto, the original Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, and then Yu Yu Hakusho for A. Um, and then for B, it was Seven Deadly Sins, Black Clover, Fairy Tail. For C, it was Dragon Ball Super. I didn't have anything in the booty category. The ones that probably would have fell in there, I haven't watched them, and that's obviously for a good reason. So yeah, there's nothing that falls in this category, but I'm sure that there are some that would fall into this category. I just haven't taken the time to watch. I usually watch my anime based on recommendations, so people don't usually recommend ones that are ass. Um, and then these are the ones that I hear really good things about, and these are the ones that are at the top of my list to check out. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Doctor Stone, Fire Force, Gurren Lagann, JoJo, and Mob Psycho. And then obviously the ones that I don't plan on watching, which is Boruto, Sword Art Online, and Vinland Saga. And so Jasper, just really quick, I know you've already started Attack on Titan, but for anybody that hasn't started an anime yet and would like one to get captivated by, number one recommendation is Attack on Titan. But Jasper, for you and anyone else that doesn't have a lot of time to get sucked into a really long anime like a One Piece or a Naruto or something like that, I highly recommend Jujutsu Kaisen right here and Demon Slayer. These two. They're both very new, like infants, relatively speaking. So I highly recommend these two. Extremely captivating story, great animation, great fight scenes. Just both of them are super awesome. So I highly recommend these two. And also The God of High School. Very short. It's like 12 episodes or 14 episodes or something like that. It's really short.